Utah to California, then back, and we are monitoring fuel mileage as I feel I have the best combo of parts for that. We are on stock wheels and tires for this trip, but the engine is breathing better with the K&N intake paired with the PPE Carbon Zilla intake pipe and larger charge air cooler upgrade. The driving video footage is provided by the King Slim D4 Pro dash cam I recently installed. It will record in 2K or 4K, but I opted for 2K since this video will be uploaded in 1080p. The camera can fully rotate for best view forward or backward and also has an optional second camera. Super night vision is nice, as is the built-in GPS to show speed on the recordings. There's also an option to trigger an event, and that will take the file and save it in a separate folder to make it easier to find later. This camera was the only one I could find that will run off a USB-C cable, but I must warn you, USB-C to USB-C did not work, and I had to get a USB-A to USB-C. Currently, I have the cable routed like this, but I will clean it up in the near future. All right, let's get to the mileage. I started with 18,462 miles on the odometer and filled the tank up completely. My starting dash best MPGs are as follows. 25 is 43.1, 50 is 35.9, and 450 is 28.3. My hope is that I beat this as they were all set on my previous road trip to Vegas and back. I drove in sport mode most of the time, and I did use cruise control, both of which I don't normally do. First fuel stop came after 554 miles. It wasn't required, but I knew I couldn't make it in one tank. At $6.09 a gallon, I opted for just a splash and left with 6 gallons added to the tank, and away I went. Arriving in Anaheim, California with 19,145 on the odometer, which made this initial drive a total of 682.2 miles, and the dash telling me that we got 29.7 MPG for the trip. My new best breakdowns read like this. 25 is 48.2, a 5.1 MPG gain. 50 is 39.9, a 4.0 MPG gain, and 450 at 31.9, a 3.6 MPG gain. I used the truck for an additional 20 miles, then filled it up with B20 fuel at $6.29 a gallon. But before we continue, let's discuss this first set of numbers for our trip here. That's 702 total miles driven and 26.512 gallons used, which gives us 26.48 miles per gallon hand calculated. The dash welcomed us to the 700 mile club, and I used the truck for a Disneyland trip and a drive to and from the OC Auto Show. This added roughly 20 miles of use to this tank, which is not enough of a reason to top off again before the drive home. Now that drive began, and we made it 480 miles before topping off with fuel in Cedar City. 20.658 gallons for $92.94, and back on the road home. Once we arrived home, I filled up again, and the truck took 9.238 gallons, which brought the total number to 29.896 gallons used and 718 miles traveled. Hand calculated, that came out to 24.08 miles per gallon for the drive back, and I'm wondering how much the B20 fuel played into that, since the drive to California was 26.48 MPG. Total miles for the trip was 1,420 with 56.408 gallons used, giving a total average of 25.17 MPG. The dash says 1,419 miles traveled and 28.8 MPG. DEF consumption was just over 2 gallons, as it took 2.5 gallons to fill back up, but I started at 90% and ended at 47%. These are all my best fuel mileage numbers that I've seen with this truck. Rolling on stock wheels and tires, I think gave us an accurate number on there. It does have a 2-inch lift on it as well, but I don't think that played any role in this whatsoever. But what I did find is running sport mode and with cruise control this time, I think that was the biggest benefit to getting these better fuel mileage numbers. So now I got another trip coming up to SEMA, which is in Las Vegas. It's coming up in a week, and we'll see what we could do with that.